Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. Okay, for today's video, we're going to do something that's not rock and it's not really metal, which is weird for us to do it on this channel. But it's something that I thought was a good video to do. Many of the guys within our local Hertfordshire metal scene sing the praises of this particular artist, even though he's not metal, but he's our regular Nick Plews. He's a big fan of this guy. I'm a huge fan of this guy. And I wanted to see what your guys' viewpoint is on this particular track. Now, the artist is a guy called Stephen Wilson. And the look on your face says it all.
Isn't that the legend from Porcupine Tree?
You maybe.
No, who am I thinking of? What's the guy called from Porcupine Tree?
I don't know. I just know him as Stephen Wilson. We are going to do a song called The Raven That Refused to Sing.
Porcupine Tree, who's regularly referred to as the genius of progressive rock. Yeah, he actually lives in Hertfordshire.
So it is progressive rock, is what I'd call it. This song is got an amazing video. We're not going to be pausing it, and we're not going to be chopping up for the viewer because it would ruin it for the viewer at home as well. You do need to watch the whole video all the way through. So it's 7 minutes and 48 seconds long. So make sure you have your drinks ready. And we will talk about this video at the end and see what you guys take on it. So let's do it.
Sing for me, sing for me. You can come with me, you can live with me, heal my soul. Sister, I lost you when you were still a child, but I lead you now, and I lead out from a light. I'm afraid to wait, I'm afraid to love. Just because I'm weak, you can steal my dreams. You can reach inside my head. You can put your song there instead. please come to me. Please stay with me.
There we go. Stephen Wilson and the Raven that refused to sing. Okay, where do we start? I want to throw it to Kirk because rather than Andy's first off.
Okay, first thing I will say is I saw an interview with Stephen Wilson. It was 2 years ago, and it was on YouTube, and he was talking about why he prefers CDs to vinyl, because he said if you've got a vinyl record and there are moments of silence in your song, that needle drop is going to spoil it. And he said when you've got an ambient record, it's better to have it on CD. So when I saw that interview, I thought, oh, this is somebody who's already piqued my attention. So I often hear that Stephen Wilson is a genius, and it's shameful that as an English person, I've never gone into his back catalogue. I know him because he, you could say, took Opeth as a producer with that Blackwater Park album and took extreme metal and put it into a wider progressive audience. And then obviously there's the band Porcupine Tree, who are incredibly well rated and have been very influential on post-rock and progressive rock. So anyway, this song, it's important to say that this music comes from the English band Talk Talk, who started out as a synth pop band, It's My Life, songs like that. And then they put this 1988 album out called Spirit of Eden, which you could probably say is the modern template for post-rock melancholia. Incredible album, and even now we're still not really getting our heads around it. And then Talk Talk do this 1991 album called Laughing Stock, which the major label refused to release because they were just thinking, what is this? This is like rock musicians trying to play jazz. You're trying to be ambient. Stephen Wilson has carried on that. So I'm going to get to the song. If you're a fan of Radiohead and that 2000 album Amnesiac, you're going to love this music, aren't you? Do you know what's really clever about this? It's like he's teasing melodies in this song and never really takes them to the logical conclusion. So you're always wanting more. And that to me is the beauty of minimalist music. I think some of his other songs I've not heard, though I imagine would be a bit more rock orientated. That reminded me of Radiohead. In no way is it reductive, because I know what Stephen Wilson's background is. I'm just regretful that I've never really explored this. So that definitely did have an impact on me. I enjoyed that song. I could easily listen to this as a palate cleanse, but also as something to cling to emotionally. And also the abstract parts of it. There's a lot of space in that music. The beginning just reminds you of classical music, doesn't it? Where you have these really quiet moments where you're almost doing that with your ear. You're thinking, is something happening there? Very few artists will do that in rock, or certainly not in metal music, because it's all about keeping the listener engaged. It's difficult to do that when you're putting in these near silent moments of beauty. So as somebody who keeps being told, Kirk, you will love the music of Stephen Wilson, I definitely need to check him out more. I'm not saying that this is a moment of genius that I've heard, but I can understand why people are obsessed with his music, not necessarily him as an individual, with his music and what he does as a producer. That was more than intriguing. I could easily listen to an album of that and want to understand the puzzles behind it and immerse myself in it. So I'm impressed by that on the first listen.
Andy?
I think you've got to do what we've just on there, sort of be introduced to this man by the video and the song sort of combined. As a song on its own, I don't think it would particularly pique my interest. There are elements I did enjoy. There was strings. I liked the. Perhaps one of you can sort of fill me in exactly what it was, but the sound that we was hearing when the girl and the raven first appeared. The raven opened its mouth and the electronic synth sort of sound that was accompanying the piano at that point, which I really liked. And when the full band came in sort of midway through the song, that worked really well as well. But I was absolutely mesmerized by the video, if I'm honest. It's got that sort of 70s kids show, sort of low budget animation, but it suited the story that it was portraying. I mean, if you want a video with a story, Dave, as we often talk about, there's one right there, isn't there? I mean, it was... You said off camera, this made you feel very emotional, and it did. It was very, very emotional, very, very powerful. You know, anyone can pick up what was being portrayed there, what the theme was, and everything, and it was really well done. I mean, as I said, as a song, it's not really my sort of area, to be honest. His vocals weren't great, but again, it suited the song. But I think I was probably too transfixed with the video to sort of take too much notice of the music. But I think if anyone who does appreciate decent, any big music fan, whether it's death metal or classical or mainstream pop, I think a lot of people would enjoy that. Watching the video and hearing that song for the first time, I think a lot of people would enjoy that and take a lot away from it.
Okay. So for summary, I've obviously seen this a couple of times before this, and even again, I still feel the same emotionally about it, because it's. I think you're completely right in the sense that, as a song on its own, it doesn't connect with me in the same way as it does with the video. The two works perfectly together.
Yeah.
When you're watching it, that is the soundtrack to the movie you're watching at the time, and you're completely engrossed in this story of this old guy. And the fact it's just a cartoon drawn out, but you actually feel the emotion on the cartoon's face, and you're feeling for this guy. You feel that sadness of the loss of his young sister. And then you're spending this time thinking about, okay, so he thinks the Raven is the replacement of his sister, and you're trying to you're literally just breaking down, and then you're thinking about, what is this darkness? Is this depression that's coming over to him? Is it death that's coming to him in his old age? Is she inviting him to join him in the afterlife at the end? And you're sitting there, you're breaking this story down and trying to understand it, but you're also feeling the emotion of him and his sadness. And that's the thing that you feel genuinely something for this drawn character on the screen, which is what I find really, really entrancing by it. It's the simple fact that the track is literally just those 4 chords, effectively. Dun, 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 dun. It's just that slowly played out and with little elements of it added throughout, and it works incredibly well. You've used the word minimalistic there, Kirk, and it does. As someone who doesn't listen to prog rock, I wouldn't have any reference point of like being able to compare it to anyone. Radiohead, I can get that as well there, but I don't have anything else like it in my collection, so I don't know if it's a great example or not. But I do know that I really, really enjoy it because it's, as you said, it's a palate cleanser to everything else I listen to.
Gives you a moment of clarity, doesn't it? In a busy day, take you.
Yeah.
You've been out working, you're driving home in your white van. Is it a white van that you have, by the way?
It is a white van. I'm one of those bastards in the white vans. Yeah.
So, you're being aggressive on the road, but
to everyone.
This is the music that could probably just help you relax for 7 minutes in that day, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, he's done other ones which also tell us that part of this story that I think it's a trilogy to this story. And there's an earlier one that explains a little bit more, so it's well worth getting into. But yeah, Steve Wilson and the Raven that refused to sing. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.